The views and opinions expressed by the host of this show are his and his alone. They do not reflect the views of this network, his employer, any of the universities he attended, his family and friends or former roommates, any of the 5 Temptations, the 4 Tops, or any number of the Pips. They may or may not reflect the views of the other voices in his head. His dog, however, agrees with him 100%. And now, broadcasting live from a secure, undisclosed location deep in the heart of Texas, it's the Snarky Parenthetical. Here's your host. He's highly caffeinated and mildly irritated. Here's Lathan Watts.
All right, welcome back to the Snarky Parenthetical. Very Snarky Christmas, Part 2. We covered a lot of Christmas movies last time. I think tonight we're going to do some Christmas music discussion. But right off the top, we usually do a little bit of news, so we'll jump into that. We cover the hard news here, so let me start with this story out of The Hill. It's actually it's covered in several outlets. It won't take you much to find it, but Florida man, thank you once again for designating that early in the headline. Florida man kicked off United flight for using underwear as a mask in protest. I want to have lunch with this guy. Just tell you that right now. Florida man.
We didn't deserve.
Yes. Florida man was kicked off a United flight for using a thong as a mask to protest the airline's mask mandate. The passenger, Adam Jenny, told local news that he believed he was in compliance with the airline's mask mandate as the thong covered both his nose and mouth on the December 15th flight between Fort Lauderdale and D.C. Airline legit. Staff, however, disagreed and removed him from the flight. And I think I've got to go with the passenger on this one. I mean,
yeah,
if it covers the nose and the mouth, okay, it doesn't really go into the details of said thong that's being used here as
right.
Like, was it lace? Was
right.
it satin? I mean, if it was cotton, then it's the same basic material that those cheap masks everybody picks up at wherever.
Gas station.
Yeah. To wear for the next month and a half.
Right. Exactly.
So if it's cotton
Real
and it's
sanitary.
covering the nose and the mouth, then I don't, they may not like it, but it sounds like it's doing about the same job as all the other masks everybody else is wearing.
Seems like it to me. I mean, I don't know who exactly it was. It Fauci that was coming out? No, in fact, I think he hasn't really expounded on this. But other agencies have weighed in on the fact that none of the masks that 95% of the population are using are actually effective.
Right. I mean, it's theater, and that's this guy's point, right?
Right.
Like, if it's theater, then why does this matter?
Right.
Right. Now,
it's the same exact thing.
I will say I can't go as far as to agree with his self-description where it says Jenny, who compared himself to civil rights icon Rosa Parks. Okay, thong as a mask, I can go that far.
Right.
You and Rosa Parks? I don't think so, Scooter.
Maybe a bit too far.
Yeah, that's a bit of a stretch. I mean,
just a bit.
I mean, thongs have been known to stretch, but let's not get ridiculous, right? Jenny, who compared himself to civil rights icon Rosa Parks, said he had previously worn a thong as a mask on several previous flights, with varied responses from crew members. I really would like to just have a cup of coffee with this guy.
Yeah.
Every single flight has been met with different reactions from the flight crew, he told the local news. Some with wild appreciation, others confrontational.
This is fantastic.
Yeah, in a statement, United said that it stands behind the staff's decision. They didn't immediately respond to the Hill's request for comment. He's been banned from the airline while his case is being reviewed. Apparently, I guess they interviewed some other people on the flight. One man asked the cabin crew, quote, "Did he just get kicked off for wearing a mask? I'm out of here. Forget it. I'm out of here." So this guy got off the flight in protest. It's like, I kind of want to have lunch with this guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's go hang out.
He went on to say, "It's nonsense. It's all nonsense. COVID doesn't know that we're cruising at altitude. It's stupid. The whole thing is theater." There's the most sensible person involved in this entire story right there.
Yes.
Whoever that guy is.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you, Florida, for keeping us entertained.
As always.
Yeah. So, second story we'll do here, hat tip, not the bee. People are now carrying these "Don't Weigh Me" cards so they don't have to get weighed when they go to a doctor because of
what?
Fatphobia. The card, if you look up this story, they've got a picture of the card. It actually says, "Please don't weigh me unless it's really medically necessary." Well, I got news for you. It's always medically necessary because the biggest health issue in this country is morbid obesity.
Exactly.
So guess what? It is medically necessary.
Right.
No matter what you weigh, right? We need to know what you weigh.
Yeah.
Makes
a difference.
It does.
In the diagnosis.
What you weigh and how tall you are.
Sure.
160 pounds is not that bad. But if you're 5 foot even and 160 pounds, that's a little worse.
Exactly.
Right?
Right.
160 and 5'10", you're about that big around. Right?
It all makes a difference.
Yeah.
And,
so,
that plays into a doctor's diagnosis, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
A myriad of things, yeah.
Yeah. Don't weigh me unless it's absolutely medically necessary. It is always medically necessary. And who are you to tell the doctor how to do his job?
Right.
Like,
hold on. Where did the trust the doctors and scientists?
Yeah.
I thought that's what we were doing now. I thought that was the line, right?
That's the rumor.
Yeah.
Right. But no. Don't weigh me because I don't want to be fat shamed by my doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me tell you something. The doctor's probably the one person that it's okay and is probably ethically required to, quote, fat shame you.
Right.
Right? If you're on track to be dead by 40 because your blood type is like maple syrup,
right?
The doctor's obligated to say, hey, man, you're going to have to cut back.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. Yep. There might be some modifications to make to the old diet here.
You think?
Yeah.
I mean,
and you probably want to know that information.
I mean, if you
would
want to
think,
right? I mean, I guess if you're trying to literally eat yourself to death, if that's your goal. Okay, then I guess it's maybe not medically necessary for you to know how fat you are.
Right.
Wow. Yeah. This is why the terrorists hate us. Just so you know.
Yes. This is what it's come to.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
All right. So moving on. One more. This is not a website that I go to often, but I did see this headline, and I had to check it out. It's from brobible.com.
Bro Bible.
Yeah, brobible.com.
Okay.
All you bros out there, maybe it's like, a regular thing that you visit, but
I won't confirm or deny.
Okay.
My history.
Texas A&M fan trolls Texas neighbors with hilarious pole assassin stripper monkey Christmas decor. Now, there's a lot to unpack in that headline right there.
Yes.
Okay. There's an entire show just on this segment, but we got more
That's
to do
right.
here. So this actually relates back to a story that happened around Halloween that I didn't get a chance to tackle. So I'm glad that Christmas has brought it back. So the special teams coach for the University of Texas Longhorns football team left his wife and kids to shack up with a stripper whose stage name is the Pole Assassin. And that's enough. That's enough right there. Oh, no, there's more.
But wait.
She has an emotional support monkey.
What?
Yes.
Okay.
Who occasionally performs with her on stage. And back around Halloween, some trick-or-treaters came by, and allegedly one of the kids got bitten by the Pole Assassin's emotional support monkey. So, the scariest thing that happened in Austin, Texas on Halloween happened at the special teams coach's house. Okay, somebody got bit by an emotional support monkey who emotionally supports a stripper named Pole Assassin. Okay, already.
It's already too much to handle.
Yeah, I mean, those of you who want to keep Austin weird, done.
Yeah.
Check the box. Okay, you can retire.
Yep.
Okay, so the kids that went by this guy's house at Halloween, already probably should have got a hepatitis shot.
Right.
And now at least one of them probably needs a rabies shot. So, but back to this story, okay?
Right.
So that's the backstory. That was happening.
Yes.
Okay, it's going on. Now,
That's happening.
this Texas A&M fan lives in Austin, okay, which kind of reinforces my theory, because I have a theory on pretty much everything, that if you take someone out of their preferred environment and relocate them, they become more rabidly attached to that old environment, right? So, like, I was an SEC fan. Before A&M joined the conference, I'm an SEC fan living in Big 12 purgatory. I became an even more rabid SEC fan.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Here's an A&M fan who's living in Austin, Texas. Okay. This guy is going to become radicalized. Okay. Not that the A&M fans aren't already radicalized. Okay.
That's for sure.
One of the largest cults in America. Here's to you, gig 'em, whatever. Okay. Yeah. This guy is living in Austin. All right.
Yes.
So he's taking it up a notch. Okay, he's going to turn it up to 11.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, in an effort to troll his Longhorn fan neighbors, let's just see what he put up. All right, this says, taking his odd man out fandom in stride, he's decided to take direct shot at his in-state rivals with his holiday decor. Specifically, he's playing into the off-field incident that continues to unfold with the Longhorns special teams coordinator, Jeff Banks, and his stripper girlfriend's emotional support monkey. So, to celebrate the Christmas season, this guy set up his own version of the Banks household. The scene, brilliantly titled, The North Pole Assassin.
Oh!
Well played, sir. Yeah.
Yep.
Whatever they say about Aggies. That was clever. The North Pole Assassin features the pole assassin working a candy cane while Banks and the monkey look on. And there's a great picture of this mannequin holding this giant candy cane like a stripper pole, and a monkey in a Santa hat, and another mannequin dressed as the special teams coordinator, and he's got it right out on the front yard. So,
yes.
So there's that.
Legendary. Okay.
Right. So good on you. And I mean,
that's the right way to handle this situation.
Definitely.
Just troll.
Yeah. And all you Longhorn fans that live in this guy's neighborhood who are trying to get your feelings hurt, then fire your special teams coordinator who left his wife and kids to shack up with a stripper named Pole Assassin and her emotional support monkey.
Exactly.
Okay? You can't have that on your team and expect not to get made fun of. All right, that's just rule number one. It's somewhere in the NCAA handbook, I'm sure. If your special teams coordinator leaves his wife and kids and shacks up with a stripper named Pole Assassin and her emotional support monkey, all bets are off.
Yes. Fair game. Without a doubt.
Yes.
No other way to put it.
All right, so that's the last of the hard news segment that we're going to do today. Let's get back into A Very Snarky Christmas, although that had a little Christmas theme to it.
Perfect segue.
Before I get into, we're going to do some Christmas music stuff today. I realized there was a glaring omission in the previous episode where we talked about Christmas music, Christmas movies and TV shows.
Right.
And that is a Festivus for the rest of us. I'm sorry that I left it off last time. I just kind of ran out of time. We begin with the airing of grievances. I got a lot of problems with you people, and you're going to hear about it. It is a classic episode.
Yes, it is.
The fact that Frank Costanza, the Festivus pole, is just a solid metal aluminum pole because Frank finds tinsel distracting. I'm done. Like, that's all you need. All the rest of the episode is just icing on the cake for me.
Right.
When I hear that line and the way he delivered it, just brilliant. So, go watch the Festivus episode. 100%. Put that on your list.
Yep.
Okay, so fixed that glaring omission. And today's show sponsored by the First Church of Springfield, Reverend Timothy Lovejoy, who I'm sure puts on a heck of a Christmas Eve service.
Oh, I've heard great things.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're part of the Western branch of Presbyterianism. according to Wikipedia. Yeah. But Tim Lovejoy, he's a good egg. Go check him out on Christmas Eve. I'm sure it's going to be good.
Oh, yeah. Interesting service, no doubt.
For sure. Okay, so Christmas music. All right,
yes.
We did a whole thing on Christmas movies. I got to say right off the top, like there's certain radio stations around here that start in on the Christmas music like right after Thanksgiving, and they just don't stop till like New Year's.
Yep.
And there is such a small percentage of Christmas music that I can tolerate.
Yeah.
That almost anything on the radio, I just can't deal with it.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not a Grinch. Okay. I like Christmas. All right. But there's so much terrible Christmas music. I just can't deal with it.
That's the problem. Well, and my thing is, I think I could handle it if it started. I was just talking to someone about this the other day. If it started at a reasonable time,
right?
If it started a couple weeks before Christmas, give it 2-3 weeks, I think I could be okay with it.
Yeah, a week or two, I could put up, because in a week or two, there's only so many times you can play "Last Christmas" by Wham.
Exactly. Yes.
Right.
Yes. The replay is much less cringy if it's only a few times.
All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey. There's only so many times you can play that if you only have like a week to play all the Christmas music.
Exactly.
Right.
Yep.
And so I kind of, just like we did with Christmas movies, right? We kind of did two kind of big categories, like classic Christmas movies and then more modern kind of comedies and that kind of thing.
Right.
So I have sort of a same kind of division, like sacred Christmas music, secular Christmas music.
Okay.
Right. So basically, is the song about Jesus or Santa Claus?
Right. Okay.
It's one of those two categories.
It's gotta be.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
Or there's Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer, and that's just in its own.
Yeah, I would put that in the secular bucket.
Sure,
right. I mean, they're not talking about the birth of Jesus anywhere in that song. Right.
Very true.
Other than the fact that it's mentioning like it's at Christmas.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I'm a traditionalist.
Right.
The sacred Christmas music is my preference by far. I think "Oh Holy Night" may be the best Christmas song available to anyone.
Yeah.
It's got to be right up there, like all-time favorite Christmas song for me.
Wow. It's funny because we haven't talked about this, but it's always been my favorite too.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I knew you had good taste in music, right?
See,
That's why I put you on the show. To me, I mean, it's beautiful music. Yeah. It is great melody. The words in the song, like the first verse of that song, where it says, "Long lay the world in sin and error, pining till he appeared, and the soul felt its worth." I can barely say that line without tearing up. Like,
what a line.
There is more and deeper and more meaningful theology in that one line in that song than probably any sermon you're going to hear at any Christmas service.
Yes.
At any church, bar none. Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm not just talking about Joel Osteen, or what's his name down at First Baptist, who's going to have Trump there on Christmas to greet people on the way out. It's like, really? Yeah, Jefferson. Yeah. Whose birthday are we celebrating here?
Yeah.
Come
I think
on.
we've overshot the mark a little bit here.
That's a whole other show.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I would have to say on the sacred side of the ledger, "Oh Holy Night" is right up there for me.
Yes.
Silent Night. Angels We Have Heard on High.
Yep.
With the all of that. I'm not going to start singing, but with the Gloria in Excelsis Deo.
Yes.
And then, so on the sacred side, you got favorites. Obviously, we agree on Oh Holy Night. But others?
Another, just one quick thing on A Holy Night. I read somewhere that I think, who was it that wrote Hallelujah? Was it Leonard Cohen, I think?
Yes.
Was inspired by that with the
chord progression? Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
The song. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, there you go. That's a classic song right there.
Yeah.
And stealing from the best.
What Child Is This?
Yes.
Using green sleeves.
That's right.
I mean, yeah.
Another great, I mean, they say all great music is stolen from something. So,
right. Yeah.
There you go. I'm trying to think. I've definitely got a few. God Rest You Merry Gentlemen.
Yep.
That's always been a favorite. That and We Three Kings.
Yeah.
Those are some that come to mind. I'm trying to think.
Another one that's not maybe as common, but O Come, Emmanuel.
Oh, that's the one I was trying to think of. Yes.
Kill it.
That's the one I was trying to think of.
Yes. Great song.
Excellent song. Yeah. We're playing that one actually at the Christmas Eve service.
Good for you.
Which I get to get. There's going to be 1,000 practices in between now and Christmas Eve. So
it's the big show, man.
Exactly.
Right? It's this and Easter.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
That's when the other 95% of the church you didn't even know about all of a sudden shows up.
All the CEOs.
Oh.
Christmas and Easter only.
Yeah. You go here. Wait a second.
Yeah.
It's been a while. It's been almost exactly since Easter.
Easter.
Yes. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's on the list for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so on the other side of the ledger, the secular, the songs about Santa Claus. These are the ones that, again, I'm kind of a traditionalist, so some of the older ones I like. Silver Bells, I like that one. Did it in choir in high school. Enjoyed that one. White Christmas. I mean,
oh yeah,
Bing Crosby could basically sing the phone book, and I would listen. Right.
Absolutely.
Here's the thing that drives me a little bit nuts about this side of the ledger when it comes to Christmas music.
Yeah.
I really can't stand it when musicians / singers that I like do a Christmas album. Like, it just, it takes something away from all the other stuff that they do for me. Like, I don't want to hear, Deck the Halls to the tune of Thunderstruck by AC/DC. Right? Like, I want to hear AC/DC do Thunderstruck. I do not want to hear you singing about Christmas. Okay.
Right.
Because it's hard for me to then take you seriously as a real rock and roller later when I know you got a Christmas album coming out. You know? Now, there's a couple of exceptions. Okay. The King. Elvis can do whatever he wants. All right.
Okay.
And I will say, one of my favorite non-sacred Christmas songs is Elvis Presley doing Santa Claus is Back in Town.
Oh, good
It is basically just a blues riff and him singing as bluesy as he can, but he just happens to be singing about Santa Claus back in town. Like,
yes.
That's a song that, like, the music and the vocal delivered, like, I like it. I don't even pay attention to the words. I just have to kind of put it out of my mind that he's singing about Santa Claus, right?
Right.
Chuck Berry, Run Run Rudolph.
Oh, yeah. Absolute classic.
I mean, every Chuck Berry song sounds pretty much the same.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was just Chuck Berry going, okay, so I've got the riff that I play pretty much all the time. Somebody give me some Christmas words. Yeah. All right, because it's Christmas time coming up. Run, run, Rudolph, down the line. And I'm just playing the same Chuck Berry guitar, right? Yeah. Another excuse for me to listen to play Chuck Berry play guitar? Okay, that's good.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I will absolutely take that. And for some reason, it sounds... And I don't know why this is, but it sounds Christmassy to me. Like if I hear it, and it sounds like everything else he does, which doesn't remotely sound Christmassy, but for some reason, just changing
that's
words.
A Christmas song. Yeah,
of course it's a Christmas song. Yeah,
yeah. But
something about it.
But those are really like the two kind of exceptions that prove the rule for me. Like, I don't want to hear like the Rolling Stones Christmas album. You know,
mm-hmm. Yeah,
like, I don't want to see Mick up there like, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Like, I don't know, Mick. Let's just do Jumpin' Jack Flash. That's what I want to hear you sing.
Mm-hmm. Not Jumpin' Jack Frost. We don't
right.
need that.
Yeah. Wild horses pulling the sleigh. No.
Not what we're here for, man.
No.
Yeah.
That's not, no. Stay in your lane, man.
Right.
You know, like, for the most part, I don't. So all of these other, rock icons that have these Christmas songs, I'm just like,
Yeah.
even some of my favorites, like Paul McCartney. He's got Wonderful Christmas Time, which is one of those songs that just sort of sticks with you. If you hear it once, you'll sing it the rest of the day.
Oh, yeah.
The rest of the day. No matter whether you love it or hate it, if you hear that song on the radio, simply having a wonderful Christmas time, like,
it's in there.
you're going to be singing that the rest of the day.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
But like the rest of it, like, come on, man. John Lennon and, Happy Christmas, war is over. No, it isn't. John, war isn't over just because you say so. Like, just, could you be more pretentious?
Right.
No. I'll answer that for you.
The self-importance. Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah. That's that one is a little bit grating. That's for sure. And it just doesn't, even, at least Paul McCartney, like, that one sounds, it kind of gets you in the Christmas mood. It's upbeat. It's
And I mean, it's original.
Right.
I mean, he didn't just do his turn on an old classic or whatever.
Right.
But I still don't want to hear the Beatles doing Christmas.
Exactly.
Right? Like,
it's just,
that's not what we're here for, man. Like,
still stay in your lane. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Agreed.
that's, so I'm always conflicted about Christmas music.
Right.
Like I never hit the station around here that plays Christmas music because the chances of me hearing, Elvis and or Chuck Berry
are
about, 2 in 200. And the rest is going to be nonsense.
All the gross
that I really don't want to hear.
Michael Bublé or whatever else is just a bad
So if that makes me a Grinch, then so be it. Bah humbug. I just don't really like much Christmas music. I really don't. Unless I'm singing it in church and it's one of the sacred ones and it's one of the old ones and it's one of the good ones.
Mm-hmm. It's just it just gets a little much.
Yeah.
Especially when it starts a month and a half before. I mean, I've heard even after Thanksgiving is one thing. I hear people start in before Thanksgiving now.
Absolutely.
And I'm just like,
it's like Halloween's barely over.
Right.
It's like the kid down in Austin who needs a rabies shot from the stripper's monkey is barely out of the hospital. He's listening to Christmas music on the ride home.
Exactly.
It's like, hey, kid, you want to hear Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time? He's like, no, I need a hepatitis and a rabies shot because a stripper's monkey attacked me at the special team coach house.
I'm dealing with some things. Okay.
Yeah. Could I just get through this before you start playing Burl Ives? So yeah.
Man.
Yeah, if you were...
I would 100% agree on all of that. Yeah.
All right.
There's not much I hear on the radio. There's the one, what is that one, the Trans-Siberian Orchestra one that they always play. That's kind of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it's instrumental, right?
It's an instrumental, yeah. And it's based on...
Carol of the Bells.
Carol of the Bells.
Yes.
Yes.
Another good one.
That is a good one.
That is a good one. Yeah, sang that in choir. Good tune.
Yeah. I can stomach that for sure. It's got some of the electric guitar and that makes it a little fun.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's mostly just irritating.
Yes.
Mildly irritating. All right. Enough of this.
Oh man.
I think we've done enough damage for today. Our take on A Very Snarky Christmas Part 2.
That's right.
Check us out next week. We will be putting out a kind of a year in review, highlight reel, low light reel, whatever you want to call it. Some clips from the show this year. We'll have that out next week. So check that out. More and more episodes are coming out on iTunes and Spotify and other places where you find your audio.
That's right.
And we'll be back next year. So a very snarky Christmas to you all, and to all a good night.